Hello, nice here. Rabbit and Steel. I've played this game off camera for over 70 hours, and so I thought I'd just show it on camera once. You know, so my friends could see what I've been playing. There sure are a choice of classes. I think it will be the Bruiser today. So, I guess just for brief intro, this is a roguelite based on the idea of raiding. Since I'm playing single player, the boss patterns are going to be somewhat different. But the Bruiser has 4 abilities. One is just a basic attack with a global cooldown of 1.6 seconds, which, if you're not familiar with global cooldowns, it's basically the time the attack takes to actually, like, execute. It's a cooldown before you can use any move. I can stock charges, which make it deal 1.5x damage. The way I charge it up is with my secondary ability, which deals 70 damage twice in a small area and has a 30% chance to grant a charge to the primary. Then Fury grants Berserk and deals a little damage to all enemies. And Berserk makes all my GCDs 0.8 seconds. And this is already pretty fast, it's 1.0, but my primary gets twice as fast when I'm under the effects of Berserk. My defensive lets me jump in a direction, makes me invincible briefly, and also grants a primary charge. So the basic idea I usually go with is, like, I use the secondary for a while, and then I go Berserk, use my primary charges, and I make sure to use a defensive in there, so I get to do 5 primaries, because that's how many you can do with the duration of Berserk, and I want them all to be charged. And then when I don't have Berserk up, I use the secondary as much as I can. And it works well enough to beat normal mode. I could probably, at the start of battle, optimize things a little more. Yeah, despite this being a fist-based class... Oh, I did too many primaries. The primary has pretty good range. It's just the secondary. I can hit the enemy anywhere in that ring around them. Alright, good. Battle 0 DPS, or Battle 1, whatever. So now we get loot, because it's a roguelite. The first area has 2 loots, other areas will have 1. Nothing super exciting here. Being slightly luckier would give me more procs on the secondary. I think I'll go with the Static Shock Earrings, though, because my secondary gets 2 hits, and then I attack pretty rapidly when Berserk is up. I don't know if it's the best idea. I didn't claim to be good. I only claimed to have 70 hours. I do have a button that I can change my targeting with. That ring is the same type of ring that they make stack markers out of in this game. So sometimes you'll see those attached to a player. Alright. Yokai Bracelet feels pretty good. Losing crits is basically like losing, I think, a like 20-something% damage increase. I used to know the exact math on crits. I think crits naturally are like a 30% chance to do 75% extra damage or something. So Yokai Bracelet is an advantage if you don't have a build that's based on crits, like we saw that crown just a moment ago. I do use my secondary pretty often. Poison is just 30 straight DPS. You can't reapply a status while it's on, but I don't think I would have much downtime on it. Yeah, let's go Snake Fang Dagger. Oh, maybe I should have taken whatever was in the bottom right. I didn't even, like, read it. Okay, good thing my defensive blocked the hit there. I should have waited for Berserk to be ready. Alright. Go Berserk. Oh, and DPS is important not just so you don't have to stay in the fight, But this rewards meter that just drained is normally in the top right during battle, and it's draining the whole battle. So if you finish fights faster, you get more EXP and gold. In a shop, there are upgrades to abilities. And each ability has 5 different possible upgrades. You can replace an upgrade, but you can't upgrade the same one multiple times and have them, like, stack. Ooh. Berserk more often seems good. The prices are random for the ability upgrades from 23 to 27 gold, I believe. I don't think they're ever 28 or 22, and I don't think it's like the emerald is always 27 or anything. And it's always 1 upgrade for each of my 4 abilities. And then we have 3 potions that last until the next stage, meaning the entire, like, the map across the top. That's how long a potion lasts. Which is always until the final area, and also not counting the first area. It's 3 fights, then a loot, and getting loot heals you for 2. And then a boss. Anyway, I think I'll just take the Sapphire Secondary. Although, chance to reset the special is pretty good too. Maybe if I'd gotten a % chance sort of item. Because there are things like whenever you trigger a proc, do like damage or something. Or gain Vanish, I think is one of them. Yeah, this is just a decent upgrade that won't mess with my other plans. Used both defensives to make sure I got enough charges to make full use of my Berserk. Although using Berserk itself grants 2 charges, and I get more Berserks than I had been. No. Yeah, just trying to not get hit and optimize my damage, and my DPS is silly because I was hitting 2 targets at a time with those primaries. It will be much less on this, although... Yeah, much like an MMO, you step out of warning lines and don't take damage. Since this is the Church Mouse streets, there will be some tethers that need to be stretched in order to avoid damage. You know, just familiar MMO, RPG, raid style mechanics. And yeah, since my Berserk has a lower cooldown, I'm not so worried about trying to get 5 charges for my primary. Well, 4 plus have a defensive ready. I'm holding my target button right now so that I target the middle of them, so that even if I'm over here, I hit across both of them. Okay, yeah, a stretch tether. Since this is normal, if it was hard, there would be 1 more of those orbs that went across the middle. The normal pattern is not difficult. I have beaten single player hard before, but not reliably at all. Oh, ow. Okay. Gonna defensive across here. Sit right in the middle to avoid damage. Oh wait, here there are 3. Okay, it's not just hard, it's... Alright, my Berserk is wearing off. I don't have to hit something with the secondary to get charges. I could have kept doing them. DPS is a little less important than on hard mode because the bosses at least don't have enrages that auto hit you if you take too long. Anyway, made it to the loot. I get to heal up and get some loot. And also, they only have 5 items in them in Act 1. Now that we're farther in the game, it's just 3. If I had more companions, there would be more things in the chests. I think the Occult Dagger completely ruins what I have going on. Poison Frog Charm is fine. It's a poison from a different source, and it has a different icon than the poison from the Snake Fang Dagger. So they will actually go together. The colors are a little different. The art's otherwise the same. So yeah. Different poisons. This one even deals more DPS. And I have a % chance on my secondary, so it's fine. I'm not excited about the pickup, but I think it was the best item there. It's gonna Berserk right away and defensive in. Gonna be knocked back, stay in the ring even with the knockback going on. The knockback comes from that circle that was pulsing. Oh yeah, I don't know if I fully read the Berserk description. It also prevents me from slowing down when I use my moves. Oh, the very heavy status can still slow me down though. Berserk itself slows me down a bit as I'm applying it. Yeah, I just gotta get in the boxes and they explode bullets outward, but not inward. You can see on her debuff list, she's double poisoned. Well, not anymore. There's one poison. Oh, I should Berserk before primarying. Touch the tether. Now get to the other side to stretch that tether. Double poison, excellent. So if I get offered that primary that has a chance to reset my special, I might take it for more chances to proc the other poison. All right. Nice. My Berserk, when I activate it, hits everyone, and I have those earrings. Every 10 hits I get, it does a hit on all enemies. So that was actually a DPS check. I needed to break all of the minions in defeat, not break, in time to, you know, Maddie is charging an unavoidable attack, defeat her army to break the shield. These earrings are doing work, though. Saved by the defensive, that's what it's for. Gonna punch air to get charges. I got one. And I think it even inflicted poison. Go Berserk. And like the patterns, I think since I'm on normal, they eventually repeat, but they generally get a little tougher over the course of the battle. In this battle, though, the hard part's usually when all the mice are summoned at once. And every time I defeat one, I'm eliminating a mechanic from that phase. I'm actually just too strong for this battle to be interesting. Using my defensive to get charges on my primary. 508 DPS, although some of that was AoE DPS, which doesn't feel like it should really count the same. We're cruising. Oh, Red Darkhouse. Well, it's normal mode. It'll be fine. Had a reaction because I was thinking of picking hard mode for this. Oh, a golden potion gives you 5 gold each fight at the cost of 7 to 10 gold. Maybe you can see them for 6. I don't think I've ever seen a potion for 6. And yeah, that gives 4 fights worth of income. Or rather, it gives income 4 times. So it's a profit of 13 gold. I can't stack the same potion, but I could buy all 3 potions if I really wanted. I don't really look at potions as much as I should, probably. Oh, get a 3rd hit on my secondary. That'll synergize with the Static Shock earrings. And also it'll make it deal 70 more damage. Oh, this is good if you make sure to only use your primary when you're Berserk. And I have extra Berserk uptime because I reduced the cooldown. So yeah, the GCD still gets overridden and becomes 0.8, when I'm Berserk, but the damage goes up pretty decently. I will buy both of these. This would have been fine. I often get defensives last just because I forget about looking at the upgrades for them. Alright, yes, the dragons use knockback more than the other species. Yeah, we were just in the mouse area. The first two fights tend to be short, and then the third and fourth, or the third fight and the boss are actually serious. Yeah, there are definitely more bullets than there would be if I was playing multiplayer. Instead, we'd have more like stack and spread markers like an MMO. Oh, I did too many primaries. Had to actually wait out the 2.4 seconds. Getting almost 500 against a single target in this stage of the game, though. That laser's gonna rotate, that's what the arrows mean. Oh. Her levitation ring, which is what we're actually attacking, is pretty big, though. Three, 4, 5. Go back to secondaries. Yeah, we don't want to hurt anyone. We're just knocking them out of the sky, which somehow doesn't hurt. Oh, I didn't need to use my defensive for a charge there because I actually got enough procs on my secondary. I think I might be in the wrong place, but I have a defensive charge. The cooldown on it is for the second charge. Oh no, it was fine. Oh, I think this is the one I usually mess up. I'm just gonna be ready to defensive. Oh wait, I would have been safe. Huh. Get in the circle. And then get out of the circle because the laser beam's coming. Loot time! Low strength every time you move 15 rabbit leaps. And smite and slice the air dealing. Flow strength is really good because the Bruiser, which is our current class, is pretty based on the primary. Primary dealing 70% more damage is very tempting, although I don't know if I can talk about the game while also maximizing rabbit leaps. The Holy Greatsword is the much more simple weapon. It grants 10% damage boost and deals damage itself. And yeah, the smite duration is the same as the cooldown, so it'll have great uptime. I think I'm taking the Crane Katana, though. Yeah, sometimes you take loot that actually, like, changes how you want to play. This time we're taking loot that mostly goes with what we're already doing. Anyway, since I don't lose movement speed for attacking while I'm Berserk, items that reward moving around are actually great on this class. Just don't, you know, neglect everything else you need to be doing, like not dying. I could be actually watching the countdown on this sword or katana, whatever it is, and thinking about where I'm moving. Who can actually do that, though? Must be some sort of rabbit and steel legend. So I'm just moving as much as I can. And we'll have flow strength sometimes. Oh, I did 6 attacks, didn't I? She's about to leave for a bit. Well, I have time to get all the charges I want. Also, things that damage all enemies will still... Oh, I was inflicting poison. Also, I totally didn't pay attention for a moment there. Yeah, even while she's off screen, if something says all enemies on it, it still hits. So I was able to hit her for 200 with my Berserk, and my poisons that affect all enemies whenever I get a % chance were still working. So, kind of funny. I might actually just be beating her while she's off screen. Gotta watch out for all those cross bombs. I think I'm gonna defensive here. Oh, I still went to the wrong place. I'm bad at Red Darkhouse, alright? Oh well. We made it, we can just buy health in the shop. Oh, King's Arsenal, the wolves. The wolves, their gimmicks are they move around a lot, and they inflict turbulent winds, which I think Final Fantasy XIV players will think of more as icy floor. Let's see, no longer erases projectiles, cooldown is increased, all damage you deal is increased by 20%, and you move significantly faster. Oh, that seems good, then I can just save it for defensive purposes. And I'll restore my health. Actually consider potions. Yeah, let's make the abilities larger. That sounds fun. Increase GCD by 10%. I don't know if that gets overridden by Berserk. I guess it would make Berserk and Sapphire Quick Jab faster when I don't already have the Berserk buff. Yeah, let's potion it up. I don't mess with potions enough. Grab some level ups for their 1% damage increases. I was kind of hoping to see the frogs or the crows. The frogs have color matching and tethers that hold you in place. So yeah, my jerky movements here are because of the turbulent winds debuff. I can only move in like exact increments. Oh, I used my defensive like it was gonna do something. Oh well, it didn't do nothing. Or it wasn't bad to use my defensive, it's just that I didn't have my defensive ready. Ah, now I can move out of where I was trapped because I dealt with the one on that side. Landing primaries on both enemies at once because I was in as much of the middle as I can is overpowered. Okay, she's cleaving the right. Oh, it's Tasha! Yeah, of course it is. She's always in this area. Okay, they're gonna move. So the cleave moves with them. Wow, I have DPS. I missed one because she vanished. I think I want to... No, not over there. At least I'm fast. I have that emerald defensive that made me fast, and that was such a fast Tasha. Oops. Well, we're just trying to fit in my normal video length. You perish in battle, restore to full HP, works once, increase special damage, special erases projectiles. My special doesn't really do that much damage. I mean, it deals 200. It would become 240. I don't have any invulnerability synergies. I think I'll just take the flame bow. It deals 360 damage every 10 seconds, basically. That happens to be more than 40 every 7 seconds if I use it on cooldown. I mean, I don't benefit from the invincibility or the erasing of projectiles if I'm good enough to not die, so... Ah, turbulent winds. Oop, I hit down just a little. But there's no just a little in Turbulent Winds. Actually, there kind of is. If I hold my focus movement button, I take kind of a half step in the Turbulent Winds. I guess I kind of did unfair math with the Ruby Staff, I think it was called. Because I didn't account for the fact that my special hits multiple enemies and the flame bow will only ever hit one. Okay, I used my defensive to avoid damage there. They call it the defensive, but it's more of the like buff slash utility. Every character does have an invincible effect on it. You only really need it in one fight though. The final boss has an unavoidable attack that is blockable. Delayed my punch just a little. Oh, I've been forgetting to think about the katana. Haven't been optimizing my flow strengths. Time seems to slow, and I get procs and zap the enemy with poison. Alright, Berserk time. Yeah, my moves are just auto-aiming, by the way. It's kind of like a tab-targeted MMO. It occurs to me I never mentioned that, and it's not something you can really figure out just from watching. I'm gonna let her live. I want to show the second time seems to slow event. We've got diagonal lasers that get previewed, and we have to move around this grid of bullets, basically. Alright. Got her. Oh yeah, I already have an upgrade. And it's giving me a 20% damage boost at all times. Oh, 3-second cooldown, but can no longer hold multiple uses, unaffected by cooldown affecting loot. So I would be able to charge all of my primaries, but I think I'm good. I'll just buy some level ups, maybe. Maybe a fire potion, deal 800 damage 2 seconds into each fight. Now, in this stage, the boss is not in the same stage, so my potion buff will wear off. Also, these fights are all easy. For some reason, they made the final area very easy, except for the actual boss. Maybe on Lunar, I would be eating my words, but it's like they just forgot to give these enemies HP. Like, I know this run has been pretty strong. Like, every run, these things die fast, though. Oh, hey, the falling moon projectiles, like the crows use. And the orbs have a little arrow on them before they start moving, but down is the most common direction. I think one of the dragons or something has an attack. No, is it? No, it's frogs, isn't it? Yeah, it's frogs. There's an attack where they have an orb in each corner, and you have to actually read the directions because they're also about to hit you with a stop moving. And if you move, you take damage. But I think besides that, most orbs in the game just fall straight down. I think all the crow orbs do. Where are they ravens? Lancer gauntlets are bad. I'm spamming my primary and secondary. An extra % chance on my primary seems good. Would get me potential poison frog charm triggers and also deals damage. 150 damage isn't bad, and I think this damage is enhanced by my level. So like this ability says 250, but the adjusted value says 462 because of my level. And none of this is actually affecting it. Kind of funny to not have any numbers adjusted by anything besides level ups. And gems. Raven Dagger. Oh yeah, if I hide my inventory, I can read all of them at once. Raven's Dagger is pretty good too. I don't care too much about my secondary's radius. I'll go this though, because it sounds more fun. Oh yeah, I've finished the story, so this is probably gonna actually be mild spoilers? Or is she like not gonna talk because... Okay, no, it's just I will not accept this. So you will show everyone I'm worthy of their love. Hey, do you know what happens to rabbits when they get lonely? Their enemies use more bullets. That's not the order I'm supposed to do things in. I berserked and then secondaried. Alright, we got flow strength, we got charges. Got rotating lasers, the signature of the dragons, but not two at once, so I can actually read it. We got color matching, one of the signatures of the frogs. I don't think we'll see any tethers in this fight of either kind. Either the stretch tethers or the iron tethers, or whatever you want to call them. The ones that actually like prevent you from moving. There are actually three kinds of, I just called them iron tethers. You can be tethered to the center of the screen, to the boss, or to your allies. This attack feels very dragon area. It's got cross bombs, it's got a knockback. I know the mice have knockbacks too, but I feel like there are more of them with the dragons. Yeah, besides the color matching, the frogs... Oh yeah, and the tethers. The frogs also have both stop moving and keep moving mechanics, which can happen in the same fight, possibly even stacked with each other, where you'll have multiple, like, incoming bars telling you to do something at the same time. But, like, you have to do one, and then the next, and then the next. Not, like, literally the same time. You'll see multiple bars at once, but they won't finish at the same time. That's what I was trying to say. Anyway, I'll just use my defensive. Might have dropped some of my rotation a little there because I was paying attention to when I needed the defensive. Oh, I definitely dropped it some there. So yeah, especially on the lower difficulties, even in single player, this game doesn't really have extreme bullet hell. It's more about AoEs and knowing where you're supposed to be. Which I think is interesting design for a game that's mostly about dodging and doing your rotation. And like, it feels appropriate to call it a rotation. You may only have 4 skills per class, but it very much is reminiscent of playing an MMO. I guess especially if you're used to playing healers, because they removed healing from this game. None of the classes do it. And like, when you're a healer, at least in 14, you have like 3 different distinct attack skills. There's like stone, arrow, and holy or something. Maybe it's gotten different at a higher level. I haven't played since Stormblood. But anyway, that's Rabbit and Steel. There are 2 areas we didn't see, because you only see 3 of the 5 areas per run. I mentioned the crows and the frogs are the other 2. And that's it for this, showing a game I've played for 70 hours. I also want to do one for The Void Rains Upon Her Heart. But anyway, See ya.